is up, my YouTube friends and neighbors? Hello and welcome to the live stream. Uh, oh, look at that mess behind me. Hanging out in my messy bedroom today. It's my wife's mess. Hope everyone's doing well. S&S Smith thing. Hey, how you doing, Doug? Good to see you, man. Um, yeah, thanks for the shout out earlier. That was cool. On the old videos. Not only would. Well, hello. Hey, YouTube started a really cool thing where I just saw a notification that I guess your comments will stay on the videos so that I don't have to constantly read the questions out. Maybe it'd be nice if they sync them up with when the video's playing back, but at least I'll be there. So that's cool. Logan, how are you, my friend? Hope everybody's having a great Saturday night. Hello from Australia, Paul's Garage and Forge. Hey, Paul, how you doing, man? I've been watching you tooling around in your vehicles. Pretty cool. Michael, how goes it? It goes well, my friend. I yeah, it goes well. I was doing some fun stuff for the radio station today, so I haven't been out to the Forge at all. But yeah, I don't know. I had fun, got in from the cold, and now I'm here. And looking forward to tomorrow. I'm going to do the 6 hour challenge tomorrow. That's going to be a fun one. Anybody else on board here that's doing the 6 hour challenge? Peabody and County Line, M&S. Tucker, are you doing it? I don't know if you are. Good was play on Forge earlier, made my punch. Awesome. Not looking forward to the hammer making. I'm in the process too. Oh, looking forward to the hammer making. I'm in the process too. Yeah. I'm looking forward to it too. I think that'll be fun because like I say, the last one I did was 2 years ago, and it is butt ugly. I used it for a long time. It worked fine, but I don't know. There's something about it. But yeah. Tom is asking, what knife am I making for the 6 hour challenge? Haven't decided yet. Something with an integral guard, I think. I don't know. I've sort of been. I've got to go refresh the rules and see how big I've got to make it. What size parameters I've got to make the blade in, and then see what stock I have. Part of me was thinking if I can't find a good chunk of leaf spring handily enough, I did find some big old thick coil springs that might be kind of fun um, to straighten out and try to flatten out. But then I can't do the integral guard, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna play it by ear a little bit for tomorrow. Michael, glad you're doing well. Hope it's a good year for you, and thanks for the great videos. Thank you, sir. Billy, can't stay above my phone's lacking too much, and I'm at work. Well, you shouldn't be working, watching at work anyways, but my wife said them tongs showed up. So awesome. Hey, awesome, Billy Martin. I hope you post some pictures of what you make with them and let everybody know how it goes. It was absolutely my pleasure to make them for you. I had a lot of fun making them, and I hope you get a lot of use out of them. And the only caveat is, when you're ready, forge it forward, my friend. Make something for somebody else. Penny, hey Jason, how's it going? It's so cool to see the Forging It Forward Facebook page has almost 50 members. I know, is that crazy or what? It's just been up a couple of days. Just shows how great the blacksmithing community is. Shows how great the YouTube blacksmithing community is. The other blacksmithing community, Heath at Shepherd's Forge, just put a video up talking about his early experiences with the blacksmithing community in general, and his were not great. Mine haven't been too bad, but I did get a little grief from some of them. But the YouTube blacksmithing community, hey, we're all one big happy family for the most part, and everyone's welcome, and we're all more than willing and happy to share what little bit of knowledge we've gained. Tim at Big Dog is, he's been forging for years and has a ton of knowledge. Then there's people like me who just kind of have picked it up a little bit here, a little bit there, and are doing our best. And then there's a whole bunch of newbies that are just, kind of getting their feet wet. But yeah, it's all one big happy family, and we're all sharing, and we're all learning, and we're all growing. And the more we can do to help more people get into this craft and this hobby in a real way. I mean, I think that's the key is doing it if you watch Forged in Fire or Milwaukee Blacksmith or any of those other ones, it's great. I mean, it's great that it's giving exposure to the craft and the hobby. But if the only reason you're interested in forging is because you saw it on TV, that's probably not a great reason to get into it. But as long as the interest is there, and I think it's great that it's piqued the interest, and maybe out of some of those people that are only flashing by, going, "Hey, I want to try it." Nope, never mind. I'm on to the next thing. Maybe there'll be someone that sticks around and keeps it going for the next generation. I think that would be awesome. Billy, thanks. Be making my first knife tomorrow. Can't wait to see it, my friend. I hope more than anything you have a blast making it. That's what it's all about. It's finding the fun. Hello, what would be your advice for a beginner? El de Titman. I'll say it with a French accent so as not to offend Al. Advice for a beginner? Get out there and smack some steel around on the forge. That's my advice. There are a million excuses not to do it. What you've got to do is find the one excuse that's going to convince you to go do it. I've been fascinated with Damascus knives ever since I was a little kid, and my father took me to see a Japanese smith do his presentation. He had a couple of young guys there that were strikers, and we watched this, and we sat there for what seemed like hours when I was a kid. It was probably more like 20 minutes, but we watched, fold the steel, stretch it, fold it again, and it just fascinated me. And then to go and look at all his blades that he had for sale afterwards, and to see that intricate pattern they were showing it off, and I just fell in love with that pattern welded steel. So doing a modern day Damascus, folding the steel and twisting it and doing all kinds of things to get some different patterns out of it, just it made it. It was an easier way for me to get into it than having to go apprentice with a Japanese smith over there in Japan. But there were a million excuses that kept me from doing it, which is why it took 25, 30 years before I swung the hammer for the first time. So don't make excuses not to. Make excuses to do it, and then go do it. There's a Facebook page. I'm going to follow it now. Yeah, for Forging It Forward, I started just go into the search thing and Forging It Forward, I think is what it's called. If not, look me up. Racin Jason, RACINJACIN. That's not how I spell my name. It's a radio thing. But if you find me, you can friend me, and I'll get you the links and everything. Good point. I have heard there is a difference, says Penny. I'm not sure the difference in what. We'll be making my first video. See how it goes. Thanks. Awesome, Billy. Yeah, make the video and get it up, because like I've said in a lot of the live streams, is a lot of people learn, especially me, learn from seeing how other people are doing things, the mistakes they're making, and that'll help me not to make the same mistakes. So I don't know. That's just the way I learn. Mine was a bit rocky to start, but most smiths I've met are pretty good. I'd say most are tough. You reach those ones that aren't, though. So I don't know. This YouTube blacksmithing community, I have not met one bad apple in this whole YouTube blacksmithing community. Everybody's been encouraging and friendly and supportive, and more than happy to chat when you want to chat. More than happy to help when you need help. It's been a great community, and it's worldwide. And I don't know. I'm proud to be a part of it. And considering that I don't have a ton of experience, I've been doing this for a handful of years now, but I'm no expert. The fact that I've got almost 10,000 subscribers, 10,000 people that want to watch me do stuff that I just have fun with. I mean, that's what it is. It's fun. It's just amazing. And so now that I this whole Forge It Forward thing, I didn't start that concept. I came up with a goofy name for it, but the concept has been around in this YouTube blacksmithing community for a long time. You look at the smiths that are out there that are already doing this, already helping people within their community and friends and neighbors and things. And so it's nothing new. It's just maybe this is a little more organized, and I've got some people on board as administrators that I think are going to have some great ideas on how we can maybe make this a very formal kind of thing, where we a bunch of different smiths will put together a package, a beginner's package of tools, whether it's tongs and punches and chisels and hammers and whatever. Um, and then between all of us, we know the people already that are there that have a true interest in this hobby and this craft, and will use those tools and take them and not not just take advantage of the generosity of everybody who's being so nice. So, um, I already know probably two or three people just in my area that have come by to visit my forge, and I've met them. And if those were the guys that we chose to start with, great. Billy, who I made the tongs for, I mean, he's been commenting on my videos for a long time. So I know him. I know he's had a passion for this, even though it's been a long struggle for him to get started in it. So, um, so if we can, within this group of people that just want to be generous and help out, if we can find the people that we already know, it will alleviate my fears of that whole group being inundated with people just coming and begging for free handouts. Because that's the thing I didn't want is sob stories coming. Oh, woe is me. Give me stuff. I want to help people that truly can't afford. Some of these tongs. Even a beginner set. $40. Some people just don't have an extra $40 in their budget. I know I don't always have it. I work in radio. We make nothing. So the more that we as a community can get together and help and do something fun like that, I think it would be awesome. All right, Chris says, "Hi Jason, do you have any tips on how you plan your patterns when doing Damascus?" I touch on it a little bit in some of the videos, Chris. Most of it is just kind of playing around and seeing where they come. The feather pattern one that I just did, um, that feather pattern comes from cutting down the middle of the billet and then forge welding that back together. That's a known way. That's how you get the feather pattern. So I knew that. Twisting, you're gonna get a pretty consistent pattern when you twist. Now, how you do that? I think one of the next blade going to do is a Turkish twist, and that's where you take two bars and you twist one, say clockwise, the other one counterclockwise, and then you put them together, and it's going to make what resembles a feather pattern, except it's twisting. So it's counter twisting. They're in different directions. That's called a Turkish twist, and I thought that might be kind of interesting and a lot easier to do than the feather pattern. But for the most part, when I start thinking about what I'm gonna do, I plan things out, and they never come out quite how I think they will. I'm just not. My brain doesn't work that way. That I can plan ahead like that. I guess. Forged a hearty cutoff today. Such a workout. There's going to be a video of me struggling. Not only wood. If I am not subscribed, not only wood, please put a link after this video goes, after we're done being live and it like does all its stuff and goes into normal video mode. Please post a link for everybody because I would love to see it. I still struggle with Hardy tools. I don't know if you've ever noticed my Hardy cutoff for my newer Trenton, the one that I've only been using for a year or so. That is one ugly beast. Ugly, but functional. So, Skip, any tips on forge welding a braided handle to a piece of square stock fire poker? Difficulty keeping the braid together and into a scarf. Thanks, Skip. Skip, I don't have much advice for you. I am horrible at scarfing. Taking that. Every time I've gotten it to work for me with any kind of success, I've actually, don't tell anybody, I've had to go tack weld it in place and then forge weld it from there. Because I wish I was better at it. I need to practice more. I'm always so busy. There's always things to do. I just don't have time to just practice. But I guess that's my advice. Practice. County Line Forge. James, how are you, man? James, if you have not subscribed to County Line Forge yet, go check him out. S&S Smith, and go check them all out, please. James just did a hammer build. He actually did two of them, and that's what made me want to try it again. I did the top tool. That's the latest video I did, was just doing up a top tool. In fact, I like that top fuller you made, man. Can't wait to see the hammer. Can't wait to try it. I don't know. It might be a little embarrassing again, but I never made a video with my first hammer because I knew it was gonna come out embarrassingly bad, and it did. But we'll see. I'd love to. I'd love to get to the point where I could be selling hammers, but I've got a lot of work to do. So, but if I can forge them forward, if I can help out, Billy was talking about, needing a hammer next, and if you can't afford tongs, you can't afford a hammer. Hammers are even more expensive than tongs, at least the good ones. So if I can at least make them so maybe they're ugly but functional, maybe that's what my whole career in hammer making will be. Pastor Josh Smith, I just have to jokingly ask if the wax on your handlebar melts when the forge is really hot. Like that? Yeah, it's actually melting in here, and it's not even that warm in here. It's very soft. It is the most annoying thing I have ever done, and I've got about 2 more weeks. I want it to curl all the way in so I can get a couple of good pictures like that, and then I'm shaving it off. But yeah, I've noticed. I've noticed in the videos. I don't know. Maybe I'm not gonna point out which ones they are, but in some of the videos, you can see it as I go, and the mustache just kind of keeps drooping more and more throughout the video. So, so yes, it does get a little soft in the heat. I had the same thought about the stash the other day. S&S smithing tongs are expensive. Yeah, good ones are. It's. I mean, I don't want to say blacksmithing is cost prohibitive, but I mean, because everybody has started. I'll bet every one of you has a story about starting out with that anvil-shaped object with a pair of vice grips or a pair of channel locks and a cheap old Harbor Freight hammer that you didn't know any better to dress the faces on, and that was your first experience smithing. That's been the experience for so many people, and I think that's a great way to start. But to go to the next level, to really get into the craft and the hobby, you got to have those tongs that are going to protect your hands and make it easier for you to hold the work and things like that. So, um, the more people I think we can help, the better I'm going to feel. And it seems like a lot of people are along for the ride on it. So, um, I can't say thanks enough. So, County Line Forge, there's one for you. James made that hammer for Martin at M&S Blades, M&S Knife Making. Martin's been commenting on my videos for a long time. He's actually coming along as a decent smith. He's doing videos, but he needed a hammer, and James said, "Gonna make him a hammer." Skip, I have a video on my channel making a braided handled coal rake. There you go. James can show you how to do it. James probably knows better. James is a lot better blacksmith than I am. John Coffey, how are you, sir? M&S Blades, I was just talking about you. Just got done with the 6-hour challenge. Watch for the video. I can't wait. We were just chatting about that earlier. I'm going to be doing mine tomorrow. As long as things work out. I'm just curious, what would you charge for that feather pattern knife? My bride absolutely loves it. Josh, that knife is for sale at Way of Knife. He has it up, I think, for $400. We were chatting a little bit about what I would put it up for and what he would put it up for. He actually wanted to put it up for about $800, and I said no. I think it's 400's plenty. And so he said he'll sell it for whatever I asked him to sell it for, and that's what I asked him to sell it for. But he was comparing it to another knife maker in my little town who actually did a feather pattern that's he says is the same. I look at it and I see every mistake in mine, and I see none of the mistakes in his, and so there's a reason why his is 900, and I feel like mine's worth 400. But I've got links in the descriptions of all my videos to Way of Knife. That's where most of my knives are going to be up for sale. If a knife, if I don't think it's worthy of being there, then I'll probably just sell it myself. But the guy who works there is Marcus. He's a great guy, and he treats me really fairly. And so I just to take all the pressure out of having to price things and market things and try and get things sold and whatnot, I have Marcus do it. How long before the video, M&S? John Coffey asked about the 6-hour knife challenge. yeah, I'm curious. How long till the video? County Line Forge, James. I'm watching with my dad today. Well, hello, James's dad. You got a good boy there, sir. An excellent smith and a fine human being for having that spirit of forging it forward. I loved it. Lots of hellos. Get my 6-hour challenge done today. San, my Michigan toothpick. I can't wait to see it, man. It'll be fun. How did it hold up? Or do you want to save it for the video? I'm just curious. SNS. Been wanting to make a hammer, but not sure what size drift and punch to make first. That was, Tucker, that was actually what scared me the most, was making that drift. And I made one that I thought was the same size that Alex Steele used. I think I'm actually a little bit small, and I've got a, before I actually do a hammer, I want to get like one, it'll be shorter. I mean, my other one's quite long, but just a shorter one that'll drift that final hole out just a little bigger, because the one I used in that top tool thing, I just don't think it's quite big enough for like a great big hammer. A smaller one, maybe a 2-pound hammer. But is it bad that I think of Green Mile every time I see your name, John? Walking the mile, walking the mile, walking the mile. John Coffey driving home. See you later. Have a safe drive. Hey, Jason, watching from Tennessee, says Nikki Hughes. Hello, Nikki Hughes. I'm going to be moving down there at some point soon. You know, not soon, within the next couple of years. We're thinking about picking up from northern Michigan and moving down there where it'd be a tad warmer. When drawing out and shaping a Damascus billet, do you work at forge welding temperatures the whole time? Yes, for the most part. I mean, I don't mind working it as it cools down, but the majority of the movement in the steel, the compression, the stretching, all of that, I want done at forge welding temperatures. There will be those that might say you don't need to do it at forge welding temperatures, but I have very few problems with my forge welds. I have had to scrap very few knives since I've come up with the process that I use, for the most part. So, yeah, I mean, it's if it's not broke, don't fix it. And you run the risk of burning the steel, burning a little carbon out of it, but if I get a better finished product at the end, I'm fine. If the outside layers, because I grind, forge thick, grind thin, for the most part. So, yeah, forge welding temperatures. What 2 or 3 hammer types would you suggest starting out with, and any other must-haves you can suggest? Penny, the best hammer to start out with is the one that you are most comfortable with. I'm not a big, never have been a big one on this is the best type or anything. Cross pins have their place. I don't like them myself just because, I don't know, it just doesn't work. That's why I'm going to do a straight peen, because I think that will fit my natural hammering technique better. But my very first hammer was a 3-pound cross peen I got at a garage sale. No, a flea market. My next hammer was the mini sledge I bought at Harbor Freight, and I dressed the faces so that one side was like a rounding hammer and one side was like a flat. So it was like a rounding hammer, with the rounder side and the flat side. And I used that one for a long time. That was a big old hammer. That was a 4-pounder, probably, 3 pounds, 12 ounces by the time I was done grinding it. But that hammer is why this arm has lots of muscles, and this arm is, I mean, you can see it when I look in the mirror. I've got a difference in my arms, and it was that hammer that caused that. So after I bought that 2-pound rounding hammer from Dave McConnell at Northwoods Forge, and I used that exclusively, and realized it's more hammering technique and not weight of the hammer. Yes, a bigger hammer will allow you to do bigger stock, but I've moved plenty of metal with that 2-pound hammer, and love it. Find a hammer that you like swinging, and that will be the best hammer you can get. And from there, you will decide what, you might decide you like a cross peen, a straight peen, a diagonal peen. You might like a rounding hammer. You might, depending on what you're doing, certain hammers have certain applications that they work better for. But if all you have is a cross peen, there is nothing wrong with that. Get those faces dressed up the best you can and go out there and smack some hot steel around and have fun, which is what I always say. Watch out not to burn. You'll have a problem with decarb, says Martin at NMNS Blades correctly about the forge welding temperatures. You are too modest about your knives, says Brandon. Brandon, I thank you, but again, I look at them and I see every little tiny mistake. And I pick it up and I look at it and say, if I was picking that knife up to buy it, how much would I spend on that knife? Would I spend this much? Would I pay for that little tiny flaw right there? Look, he didn't peen those pins over. That one is a little smaller than that one. I see every little thing, so I appreciate the compliments, but they are what they are, and that's why Marcus at Way of Knife has pretty much free reign to set the prices on my knives as he sees fit, because he will price them so they sell reasonably quickly enough, and so that he makes a couple of bucks, and he has never priced anything where I've said, boy, I wish I was making more money. So I trust him to do that for me. M&S Blades, my video should be out there tomorrow. Excellent. San Michigan. Wait till you see the video. Poor me. Oh, I asked him how it went. So okay, I will be watching, Martin. I'm sorry if it didn't go well, but hey, that's what this is all for. It's all learning. It's all fun, and just for bragging rights, right? Gotta go real quick. Be right back. All right, Tucker. I don't know how much longer we're gonna be on here. We'll just kind of go for a while, and here we come. Come on down. We have every season, sometimes in the same day, says Nikki about Tennessee. Yeah, well, so do we here in Michigan, except your seasons down there are usually about 20 degrees warmer than our seasons up here. When we're dealing with 20 below, you're usually dealing with something 20 above. That's a 40-degree difference. So yeah, I can't wait. It's not that I want to get rid of winter. I like the seasons. I'm tired of 150 inches of snow every year. So Tennessee, for the most part, from what I've read, you go from measuring your snow in hundreds of inches to tens of inches. So I think that'll be good. Martin, have a great night, my friend. Can't wait to see the video. Do you forge Damascus primarily with gas or coal? Champ Ironworks asks. I use coal for 99.9% of all my forging. I do have a gas forge that I will do the heat treating in. I have forge welded with it just to make sure I built it right and could get it up to forge welding temperature. I don't like the feeling I get. I don't feel the steel. I can tell, maybe because that's how I taught myself and that's how long I've been doing it. But I mean, as I'm forging in the coal forge, I can tell when the steel's ready. When it's in the gas forge, I don't always have that same confidence when I'm pulling it out. So I just don't use it. So nothing wrong with it, but I just don't use it. Hey, Penny, will you do forging vids? Yeah, Penny, will you do forging videos? That would be fun to see some forging videos as you get started in it. Hello, Mark. Good afternoon to you as well. I'll comment when the stream is uploaded so you guys can check it out. Awesome. I would love to see it. Spokane, Washington is not bad. Not that much snow. Washington, Nathan, you're awfully, as a state, you're awfully, let's just say, I think my politics and the politics of the West Coast don't always line up. Not that there's anything wrong with that. It's just I don't constantly want to be in argument. I don't talk politics with people, so Washington maybe not so bad. Oregon, yeah. Champ Ironworks, thanks. Loving forging it forward. Hopefully you have signed up, Champ Ironworks, with the webpage, if you feel that. I mean, it's one of those things. Not everybody is in the position to help out or feeling like they want to help out. So, if you are, I hope you sign up. Penny, hey, only wood. I wasn't going to do vids, but Jason was kind of changed my mind on that. So watching this space. All right, Penny, I want to see him. I want to see what goes on. As I was telling Billy, it doesn't have to be the very first time you swing a hammer, but I mean, how about this? For yourself, document your learning process. Do it like a blog or a vlog, I guess they're called, about your learning process, so that you can go back a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years from now, and watch that first time you swung a hammer on a video, and you just chuckle at yourself and think, "Boy, how far have I come?" Um, I'll tell you, lots of people will learn from that as well. Dan, hello everybody. What's the info on the Facebook you made, Jason? Asked James at County Line. It was just a Facebook group called Forging It Forward, and originally I started it because I thought there might be a way to get the blacksmiths that want to help lined up with the newbies that need the help, and I thought maybe we could pair them up if they were in the same geographical areas, so that they could not only maybe get some tools and that, but a little bit of mentoring as well. Um, my fear with that was that group was going to get overrun with people coming in saying, "Woe is me, give me free stuff." And at this point, there's almost 50 people, 49 people that have signed up. Some very experienced, some not so experienced, but still want to help. And no one has come in with a sob story saying, "Give me free stuff." A lot of people want advice and mentoring and that kind of thing, which is perfect. But no one looking for free stuff. So we've sort of been discussing it within the group to try and find a way within the group. I think we know the people that need the help. James, I'm sure you have met people around your area. People have come to visit your forge that you've said, "Wow, they've got a real passion for this." Or maybe through the YouTube videos or through Facebook or something, you've met people. That's how I met Billy. Um, but as a group, as a group of YouTube blacksmiths, we already know the people that need the help, and so maybe we could pick one a month and put together a little basic package, and whoever wants to help out can help out with that basic package this month, and then next month, and maybe it's 10 tools, maybe it's 5 tools, maybe I don't know what it is. We're still working that part of it out, but so let's say it's 10 tools, 10 blacksmiths, boom, they each make a tool. The person that we've chosen as a group to bless this month lives in North Carolina, right by you, James. So everybody that makes the tool will send the package to you. You can put it together and line it up for whoever it is to come and get it. Or the person we choose is in Tennessee or in Michigan or wherever it is. And Penny is from the UK, and she was asking about it too. And um, I don't think there's any reason why you can't take that framework and use it wherever you are. And all you need is somebody in the UK to head something like that up. And I think, I mean, we're getting people from all over the world joining this Facebook group. And so if we get enough from the UK, we'll get a little UK. We'll pick someone in the UK that needs help, and the same thing can happen there and in Canada and wherever else, the Netherlands, Australia, New Zealand, wherever it is. Um, okay, will not lie that Washington is a mess. Well, lots of places are a mess, Nathan. Champ Ironwork. Sorry, website. For the Facebook page, is that what you're asking about? It's a Facebook page. It's not a website, and it's just Forging It Forward. If you go up and type that in, it should come up. You'll see a picture of my hammer and some other tools. And Racing Jason is my name. If you see that, then that's one. One more, Jason. How do you earn a living from blacksmithing, and do you do any architectural blacksmithing? I do not earn a living from blacksmithing. I earn a living from hosting a morning radio show here in northern Michigan, which does not pay well. I've worked in radio for 28, 29 years now, and I've always needed a second job for doing that. I've delivered pizzas. I've worked at Burger King. I mean, there's always been a second job to help pay the bills. Nowadays, my second job is my blacksmithing. So I don't need to work for anybody else now as my second job. I work for myself as my second job. And I would love to get it to the point where I'm working for myself for my full-time job, but we're not there yet. So do I do any architectural blacksmithing? Not really. I'll do like smaller towel racks and things like that, but banisters and balcony railings and things like that, I don't think my forge is set up for that. I don't have a big enough operation in my little garage where I could do something like that. But if you want to do blacksmithing for a living, um, that I think is going to be one of the things you would have to do to to make a living because that's where the money is. I know a guy down the road from me who has a forge, and he doesn't. Nice enough guy, but he's one of those a little curmudgeon-y. He's not a YouTube blacksmith, but what he does for the most part is the architectural blacksmithing, and the man does fine. I mean, he's driving a brand new truck, doesn't have any debt. He's doing fine. Trying to get in production mode. I forged 3 blades yesterday and want to do more in cold season. Doing the handles in spring and summer. Yeah, I hate forging in the cold, man. That's why I don't go out. But we've had a pretty early spring here in northern Michigan, which is why I've been able to get back to doing some videos a little earlier on. Tugger is back from SNS Smithing. Hello. Metalerman? Metal Erman. Hi there. County Line Forge, I'm all for that. I forge because I love it. I sell things, but I would forge whether I made a dime or not. Yeah, me too, James. I mean, it's just really cool that I've been able to turn this into my second job, and it puts food on the table for my family. Um, I make an okay living in the radio business. I've been doing it long enough that I'm doing okay, but I've got 6 kids. I own a house. I drive old Jeeps that are always in need of repair. I do the repairs myself, but parts cost. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I probably could live without the second job these days, but if I want to keep my lifestyle, I do it. And it's cool that I get to do something that I love to do, and people want to buy my stuff. That's just really cool. I'm in the UK and willing to help. Awesome, man. Sign up on the Forging It Forward Facebook page if you haven't already. And as soon as we get a big enough group in the UK, we'll do the same kind of things. Champ Ironworks got my answer. Thanks. Cool. Brandon, I have an idea for the Forging It Forward. How about not only tools, but instructions to make something simple? And they post either a video or a picture to show their process. That's great, Brandon. But YouTube already sort of does that, don't they? I mean, that's kind of what my videos have always sort of been about. I know Chandler's videos have been about that. I'd love to get Chandler in the group. If anybody is tight with Chandler, let him know, because he's another one that he's always been, helping people out. He's always got those stories. So, but I would love him to be a formal part of the group. But I mean, it's what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. What was your question? The videos. I think that's what YouTube is. The YouTube blacksmithing community is all about already. So, I mean, a mentoring kind of thing would be fine, and I mean, maybe there's some room for videos in there. But if someone came to my forge specifically wanting to learn, to take a class, to have some informal kind of mentoring going on, I mean, there might be room for a little bit of video in there to say, hey, this is what's going on. But to actually film it, to do that, I don't know. There's something just doesn't feel quite right to me. Dan, willing to help in Canada. Awesome. Yeah, again, if we get enough people in Canada, that's perfect. We can get a Canadian group. The only reason not to do it internationally within one single group is just the shipping costs. With this model we're sort of hashing out right now, because if we ship everything to a smith who is close to the person that we're going to give the tool set to, it would be pretty dang expensive to help from the UK and Canada if we're shipping everything to Florida. But if you kept Canada within Canada, the UK within the UK, and maybe there's an occasional smith out there that's saying, hey, I had a good day, made a lot of money, I'm willing to pay the $50 it's going to take to ship a hammer across the ocean. Um, maybe that's a possibility too. But I think we need enough core people within each country. But I think there's no reason why it can't be bigger than just us, right? Might help people. Might help keeping people from just getting free stuff. Oh, I got you. Well, Brandon, I don't mind. I mean, I don't mind making things. Here's the thing: people. I hear a lot of stories about people. We gave someone a pack of tools. They tried smithing for a couple of months and they didn't like it. They gave up, and now the tools are just sitting there rusting. That is a possibility that could happen. But if we keep everyone that we're going to give these tools to within people that we already know, again, whether we know them in person, whether we know them through the YouTube community or the Facebook community or whatever, I think we can eliminate that, or not eliminate, but at least make it a really small probability that that it happens. So, because I'll bring up Charles's name. I don't know, I haven't seen him come up here, but there's a local smith named Charles who doesn't live near me, but he was over on my side of the state visiting, and he popped in um, and we chatted. And um, he's an army vet. He's got PTSD. Can't work right now, and he's just trying to find things to help with his PTSD. And he says forging really helps him. He's trying to get his forge up and running, um, so that he can do things. He wants to make knives and do the forging stuff. And so he would be a great one that I would absolutely want to help out with that. And I would put his name forward on that list. So if everybody said, "Oh yeah, let's help Charles," you could send me all the stuff. I'd get a hold of Charles. I'd run it out there to him, or he could run over here and pick it up or whatever. Um, but that way, I mean, I know Charles. I know what he's been talking to me. It was a year ago. He went out and bought his anvil at an auction, and he was sending me pictures of it. He's taking Facebook video and stuff, and he's asking me what he should bid on it and all this stuff. And he bought the anvil. He still doesn't have a forge. He still doesn't have tongs. He still doesn't have anything else. But he's got that anvil. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I think if we do it that way, we'll keep the. Do I say freeloaders? We'll keep the freeloaders out by doing it that way. Brandon, that is kind of what we do with our YouTube videos. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Thank you. I hope you do well in your life. I hope you do as well. Forge on, my friend, and have fun. Better get going. Thank you, Jason. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Nathan. Will you do the same radio show in Tennessee? Champ Ironworks asked. I don't know what I'm going to do in Tennessee. We haven't decided. I've got my oldest daughter is about to graduate. She's going to graduate this year from high school, and then is going to the University of Michigan. And then I don't have to worry about her. And then I've got another son who's he's got 2 more years left in high school. So when he's done with high school, that's when I'm thinking we'll make our move. My younger kids, I've got 2 little ones that are just going to have to deal with changing schools. But changing schools in high school, I think, is the real struggle. So, but we haven't decided yet. I don't know what I'm going to do in Tennessee. Have fun. That's my goal. I'm going to have fun, whatever it is. Forging it forward, I'll help for Germany or maybe Europe completely. Awesome. Like I say, get on the Forging It Forward Facebook page, and I mean, we're still feeling things out. It's brand spanking new. It's been up for 2 days, 3 days. So we're feeling it all out. But as soon as we have it figured out, and maybe we'll go before we have every little detail figured out. But I'm glad to have you there. Just thought it would be cool to see the person receiving the tools, how they did it. Yeah, no, I think there might be something fun in that. But again, if I was receiving a gift from somebody, well, I'm a bad example. I'm an extrovert because of the radio thing. I don't mind people seeing me, hearing me. I don't mind being on video. I mean, it's what I have. Someone in a situation where they can't afford to get the tools, pride may come in. Pride may be an issue. and I would hate to say, I wouldn't want them to feel exploited for a silly YouTube video. I wouldn't want their pride hurt. I want them to feel blessed. I want them to feel happy that they're receiving the tools, not, wow, they gave me the tools, but now I have to put on a face and pretend I'm happy. I don't know. It just rubs me the wrong way, Brandon. And maybe see, I don't want to be the ultimate sayer in this. That's why I started this group. There's people I put in as administrators who have as much say over everything that's going to happen as I do. There's some folks stepping in as moderators that will have as much say in the group as I do. I'm just a guy. I put a silly name to a concept that's already there. People are already doing it, and now we're just talking about making it a little more formal, and that's it. So take everything I'm saying with a grain of salt, because it's not me. It's not, it's just something I started a Facebook group for and gave it a name. I did a video for Billy making some tongs. I'm not the originator of doing things within the blacksmithing community for smiths that need help. So yeah, I mean, don't take it the wrong way, that I'm disagreeing with you. Caroline, thanks for the live stream. Time to cook dinner. Have a good one. Thank you, James. I'll catch you sometime down the road. Ben, hello, Jason. Hello, Ben. Tim, big dog. How you doing? Good to see you. Tim, I loved those goggles. I loved the hat. Now I love the goggles, man. You got to quit putting those videos up. You're making me want to buy stuff from you. Did you see his goggles? Go watch Big Dog Forge, his goggle making videos. Those came out sweet, man. That was so cool. Good night, Jason. See you next time. All right, my friend. It was good chatting with you. I'm just starting bladesmithing, but have been doing knife making for a year or two. Iron Wolf Engineering. Look for us on YouTube and Facebook. We will. I think YouTube is now putting the live stream comments in the video, but if not, come back and throw a link to your YouTube and your Facebook down, because I will forget by the time I get back up to the computer, and I'm sure other people will as well. But if you put a link in the comments, then we can just click on it, and there we go. SNS Smithing, what time is your next live stream? Yeah, Tim, when is your next live stream? Sorry, I can't hang out long in the middle of a 6-hour challenge. Wish me luck. Yeah, Tim. Best of luck to you. So I'm doing mine tomorrow. Hopefully, I don't know if the video will be up tomorrow, but I'm going to do the challenge tomorrow. So it sounds like a bunch of people are doing them this weekend. So yeah, as long as you can stay, stay. Glad to have you. Can't wait for the snow to go so we can do some more. I hate snow. Brandon, I see what you mean. I didn't think of it that way at all, but I wouldn't want to put someone on the spot like that at all. So, well, and that's just my fear, Brandon. I don't know how people would feel. So, I mean, there might be people that want to be on camera, that want to say, yeah, watch me use my hammer for the first time. I don't know. There might be. So, I mean, maybe take it as a case by case. I've never been a big, that's what I don't like about centralized government. One solution fits all. I'm a big case by case kind of guy. So, if one person wants to, great. If they don't want to, no problem. Ben, hell yeah, those goggles were awesome. Yes, they were. Tim at Big Dog Forge. If you are not signed up, if you are not subscribed to Tim, make sure you do. Can't link the comments, already tried. Yeah, I don't think you can the live comments. But once we're done being live and the video, YouTube does its thing, it processes it and boom, puts it up. You can go comment like a usual video after that, and that's when you can put a link in. It'll flag me and say, this might be spam. Do you want this link in your comments? And then I'll have to go in and say, yeah. But that's the way to get a link into this video once it's not live anymore. But I mean, right now there's only 121 people watching. So over the course, I mean, I think most of my live videos are getting a few hundred here and there. So wait till we're done here live, and then when YouTube puts it back up, go put a link in if you want your link in there. Next live stream Sunday, 7 a.m. Pacific time. All right, so that would be tomorrow morning, right? I will try to remember. Oh no, I'm going to be doing my 6-hour challenge tomorrow, probably about the time you're going live, so I might not be able to catch you. But yeah, hopefully you do wonderful with the knife, Tim. It was good to see you. And I think with that, my friends, I'm going to get going. We got dinner on the oven, and I'm going to go. But I thank everybody for coming and hanging out. And Saturday night, what time is it in the UK there, Penny? It's got to be Sunday morning by now in the UK, doesn't it? So, um, but yeah, I appreciate it, and we'll do it again tomorrow, 4 a.m. for us EST. Is that Eastern or European? European Standard. 11 p.m. See you, Jason. 22:50. Is that military time? That would be 10:50, right? Still my biggest inspiration to get into smithing. I've been having so much fun. Brandon, whatever, wherever you get your inspiration from, if I'm a part of it, if Tim's a part of it, if James is a part of it, Tucker, SNS, yeah, hey, doesn't matter. Find your inspiration and go, man. Have fun with it. Ben, new welder to play with. Awesome. What'd you get, Ben? I'm curious. See you later. Thanks for checking out my videos, SNS Smithing. My pleasure, man. You post them, I'll watch them. It's almost 3 p.m. Pacific time. Yeah, you're earlier than us here. Champ Ironworks, Eastern. I'm in Ohio. Oh, okay, Eastern Standard Time. I'm a little slow, guys. It's been a long day. Anyways, good luck with the 6-hour challenge. Thank you. I don't need luck because I don't expect to do good. I'm just going to have fun with it, and that's what it's all about. And if I make an awesome knife, I'll make an awesome knife. And if I don't care. It's still going to be fun making the knife. And I have I've never actually built a knife that got destroyed. The one time that I really went out to try and destroy a knife, when we were out camping last summer, I forged a knife, and I specifically wanted to destroy it. I was batoning it through oak, and I mean, I was doing everything. I was bashing up logs, and didn't do one lick of damage to it. And the guy that was camping next to us ended up buying that knife. So that one I tried to destroy and couldn't. This one, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have fun, and if it gets destroyed, hey, no worries. It's fun. That's what it's going to be. All right, the ESAB Fabricator 141i with the TIG attachment. That sounds fancier than anything. Wow. Okay. Yeah, go have fun with that thing. Have fun. Can't wait to see it. Penny says 3-in-1. That sounds like an amazing machine, Ben. I'm going to have to go look up that machine and see what it's all about. Hi, Jason. You don't expect to do good? You're kidding? I love your work. I think I'll make a knife. How it performs, I mean, there's so many variables that go into when you're heat treating it, when you're normalizing it, when you're refining the grain. If you don't do that just right and you go to smack a block of ice, I mean, that knife could come flying apart. Hell, you've seen it on Forged in Fire. You saw it with Walter Sorrells. If there's a man who knows how to make a knife, it is Walter Sorrells. And he built a knife that, man, whatever they were chopping on his episode, and his Tonto blade goes flying. So it doesn't matter. I mean, he was going for $10,000. This is just a YouTube challenge, which is just kind of fun, and that's how the spirit I'm taking it in. So whether I do good or not, man, my goal is to have fun. And if I do good, I do good. If I don't, no skin off my nose, because forging a knife is fun every single time. The only time it's not fun is when I do the Damascus and I get a bad weld after I'm done forging it out. If I can catch it early enough, if I can see it coming apart and can deal with it, grind it out, then that's fine. But once you're all done, the knife is forged, and you're grinding in the bevels, and you see a D-lam that's going so deep that there's no saving the knife, that's when it's not fun. I made a lot cooler stuff winging it than the stuff I planned. That's... have fun. That's all it's about. Nice to hear from you. I am James's dad. James's dad, nice to hear from you, sir. Like I say, if you didn't hear me earlier, you got a great boy there. Not only is he a fantastic blacksmith, but a heck of a human being for helping out. So, Enjoy your dinner. Good luck. Have fun with the 6-hour challenge. I will, Brandon. Thank you. Hi, James's dad. Yeah, I got it hooked up. I got a great deal on it. A 3-in-1. I see. I've never heard of that, and I keep saying I want to get a TIG welder. All right. Anyways, my wife keeps popping her head in here, so I've got to go and eat dinner. I will catch you guys next time. 6-hour challenge tomorrow. Maybe the video will be. Oh, I was going to ask about the Patreon people. Dang it. Never mind. We'll do that next time. 6-hour challenge tomorrow, and maybe the video will be up by tomorrow night. It just depends on how long the challenge actually takes me. When I can get going in the morning. I want to get going early so my 6 hours is done relatively early in the day, so that I can um, have time to edit the video up. But we'll see. It might be Monday before the 6-hour challenge video is up. But do the challenge live. I don't have any way to do the challenge live. I've got my iPhone. This is what I have to do live video on, and I get about an hour's worth of video. We've been going almost an hour now, and my phone will be dead in a matter of minutes. Even if it's plugged in, it delays it from dying, but it still sucks up more power being live video than it gets on the charging. So I just don't think live will work, even if I could figure out a way to do it with the iPhone so that it really looked good. But I'd love to. But anyways, I'm going to go, guys. Thank you again for swinging by, and I will chat with you all later. Catch Tim, Big Dog Forge, tomorrow morning, and I don't know who else is going to be live today. But yeah, support the YouTube Blacksmith community. That's what it's all about. And make sure you join the Forging It Forward Facebook group if you want to forge it forward, if that's something you're interested in. Helping out. You don't need a ton of experience. You don't need to be one of those super knowledgeable, I've been doing this for years and can make anything I want smiths. You could be someone who's only been doing it for a day and a half, but you've got a passion and you've got enough talent that you can forge a punch. You can do something. So I'm telling you, everyone is welcome. So thank y'all. Have a great night, and I'll catch you next time.